KK says, let's settle this argument for once and for all. Is a relationship supposed to be 50-50 or 100-100? Anyone know? Well, depends on what you're actually talking about in terms of a relationship, KK. Ideally, in a committed relationship, it should be 100-100. And there's no point where it should be 50-50, in my opinion. There's no point where a relationship should be 50-50. It should either be somewhere where the guy is pursuing you and it's in your best interest up into being in an actual committed relationship, which if you want marriage, that means marriage. If you don't want marriage, that means him saying, you're it, you're all that I want. I don't want anybody else. And let's do this together. Up until that point, exclusivity is not a committed relationship. It's not a real relationship. You're still dating if it's exclusivity. If you're anything before a committed relationship, ideally, he's putting in most of the effort. Ideally, it's like 70-30. That's the ideal scenario. It can get up to 50-50 sometimes. However, you don't want it to be there that often. You don't want to spend all your time in 50-50. If you have to, because that's kind of the best situation, or you're like one of those idealists where you're like, I want a relationship that's 50-50, right? That's fine. If you want to do that, that's fine. However, the ideal scenario is a 70-30. And you shouldn't be doing it shouldn't be you doing most of the work. That's the ideal scenario for you. For him, it's the exact opposite, right? Because whoever's investing more, whoever's putting in most of the energy and effort has most of the power, and they have most of the control over what happens in the relationship. And so ideally, up into commitment, you want him to be putting in most of it. And then once you're in a committed relationship, it should be 100-100, where you're both looking at each other's needs and taking care of each other's needs all the time. You're always getting your needs met. He's always getting his needs met. You're both responsible for each other's needs and your own. That is the ideal relationship that you could be in.